Hey there, my 100Kers for the Cobaw Classics. Looking forward to seeing you guys on Saturday. You are really going to enjoy this loop. It's an absolute cracker. I did it last weekend. Everything is in really good shape, so you should have a really lovely day of it. Thought I would give you just a couple of updates on the course, what it looks like, things to watch out for, where your checkpoints are, where to get water, and etc. etc. So once you leave the clock tower, you are going to head out into the Baringo area. Really nice, easy warm up through there. Really pretty, nothing specifically to watch out for. Before you turn onto Shannon's Road, where you have an asphalt climb, which is a bit of a stinker, and then about a 10K downhill into Riddles Creek, which is absolutely gorgeous. Now, one thing to watch out for. The route course is actually correct. So once you turn onto Plantation, you're actually going to go to the end of that road and then you'll see some single track. You'll also get to walk the plank. Someone has put a plank over top of a little grassy area. We used to be able to ride through there, but I realized someone's put a plank in there, so you get to walk the plank on your ride in this section. So just exercise a bit of caution once you hit the single track, as there is a bit of a plank, and then you're going to come back out of that section and back onto the road again. Basically, this whole little detour is just to get you as long as I possibly can off of the Lancefield-Romsey Road, which is quite busy. So once you head out of the detour, you will go about a kilometer on Lancefield-Romsey Road before you turn onto the Mount Charlie Road and head into the reserve. Lots of ramps to get your legs either fired up or completely cooked before you hit Mount Charlie, and then you're entering into one of my favorite areas of the entire climb, which is the Mount Charlie climb. Nothing too dramatically different here. Really pretty scenery. It is a bit wet. We went through it last weekend. There's a couple of puddles. They are all fully rideable if you go right through the middle, but just to keep you updated that there is some water still that has not drained properly through the Mount Charlie section. After Mount Charlie, Eaton's up to Cherokee. You got lots of climbing through this section, so it's like literally just climb, 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 climb. Eventually, you will get to the top of Shannon's Lane and you will be on Heskett Boundary Road. This section is one of my favorite views of your loop. Upside being it's an absolutely spectacular view of Hanging Rock and the Cobalt Ranges. Downside, upside, is that you possibly might be going too fast down the descent to see it. So this is probably not the time to like full send this descent, but definitely slow down, stop, enjoy that view, put your bike over next to the fence, take some pictures. This is an absolute cracking view, and then come back and full send that descent any other time that you want to. Word of caution on the bottom of that descent. You will see a sign that gives you an indication that there are some curves coming up. And this is after a very fast section of that descent, so please hit your brakes early because it is curvy. It's got a couple of left-right hooks, and it's also very rough and very steep at that bottom section, and it leads to a T-junction on a road. So it's a pretty exciting end to an absolute cracker of a descent, but just please be careful along that bottom section there. You'll then cross over and head out to the Hanging Rock view. Now, as of this point, you actually might start seeing some riders from the 50K view as they are coming along this section as well, so just kind of keep your eye out. They do different turns than you do, so if all of a sudden you see a whole patch of riders that you join and then they turn the wrong way, they're not turning the wrong way, they're just on the 57K loop and not on yours. So, once you hit Coles Road, where you might start seeing these riders, you will also get another fantastic view, which is the view over Hanging Rock. Another nice spot to put your bike up against and take some fantastic photos. This is definitely the tourist spot for you guys. It's an absolutely beautiful view of the rock that you can only see from a gravel road. After that, head up and into Newham, where you will find Jem, who is going to be running support for me on this ride. He is going to be at the Newham General Store. He can give you directions to where the toilet blocks are, where to top up your waters. We were there last Sunday. The service is a little bit slow at the store, so if you are in a hurry and you want to complete this course fast, or if you're a slower rider and you're concerned about your time, please bring along your own food. However, if you do have time to spare and you do want to have a lovely coffee and snack, this is a great place for a little stop. They have an entire outdoor eating area. It's a really great little spot, so that is your checkpoint. So please give your brevet card to Jem at that point so he can stamp you and check you off on the list before heading out into the Cobaw Loop. Now, again, you might see some 57-kilometer riders coming the other direction because they loop the Cobaws in the opposite direction that you do. So again, if you see some riders, do not panic. You're not going the wrong way and they're not going the wrong way. You're just on different courses. Once you hit the climb where it says Cobalt Ranges and you start heading up, this is the only place of the course that I would suggest might be a little bit busy with traffic. So there's going to be some motorbikes out there. There might be some campers. There might be some 4x4s, as well as you might see the 57-kilometer riders coming down that particular climb. So please stay to the left. Please keep your wits about you. It is quite a long climb, but just kind of exercise caution when you're heading up that. Don't spread sort of four abreast on that one because there's a lot of blind corners and who knows what's going to be coming around there. So please, on the Ridge Road climb, as you enter the Cobaw Ranges, please just be careful if you go through that section. Towards the end, you'll turn left onto Boyer's Lane. Don't turn anywhere before that. The GPS file is correct, so just keep an eye on that one. And you'll head through and then up Gooch's Lane. Whereas if you've done any of the Gooch's Lane mix-up rides before, you might recognize you're heading in the opposite direction on that one. Other than that, it's a pretty cruisy ride. You will head up Boundary Road, which is the last real stinker pinch of a climb that you're going to get. Once you've gotten up that one, and it's a left-hand hook. As soon as you see the two lion statues, there's a left turn right there. If you miss it, just turn around and obviously go back up. It's an easy one to miss. That's where your climb's going to start, and that's the last brutal climb of this entire one. I promise it doesn't get any better. Any time that I've done that climb, it always feels horrible. So if you're a small, lightweight climber, you'll love this. If you're a big, chunky monkey like me, it's going to hurt. But once you get up that climb, that is the end of the major climbing of this route, which is fantastic. Then you've got some lovely, lovely cruisy sections back towards Wood End. For those that are local, you will notice that you are not heading straight back into Wood End, and in fact, you are taking some right-hand turns for a little extra TIFF adventure planning just towards the end of this ride. Again, your GPS file is correct. So as long as you've got it loaded up and you follow it, you'll be fine. We did this last weekend. Everything is hunky-dory. It just gives you a little bit more of some single track, some different views, and some different roads before you head back into Wood End. When you're heading back into Wood End and you start seeing the primary school and traffic again, you've got a couple of options. You've got two major ways back into Wood End. One is along the side road where all the shops are. The other is on High Street. You can take either. You just pick which one ever you feel more comfortable with and which has less traffic. There is a giant bike lane on High Street that you can use. That would be the one that I would recommend using, but you can also use that side street as well. It just might be busy because it's the first opened weekend since COVID began again. So that is it. You'll find me back at the start. Please give me your brevet card and I will tick you off as the final part of that ride. If I'm not there, I will let you know where my car is and where you can slide your brevet card into my window and I'll come pick them up later. From there, you've got lots of choices. Just kind of look over the clock tower and you've got Holgate's right in front of you, which is the pub. You've got the Vic Hotel right next to it. Lots of other places to get some food and drink in town. Yeah, I really hope you enjoy it. Welcome to the Cobaw Classics. It's the first time we've run this. I'm super excited to see you guys on Saturday, and I'll see you there.